Hello and welcome to Darius Comic School, and today we take a look at the art of JAE Lee, and I am reading Executioner's Song, and I have to say I'm enjoying the story so far, and I wanted to share with you the great art of JAE Lee, because you might not know it, or you might have forgotten how beautiful it was, and it's a pretty distinct style in comics. I wouldn't say that I haven't seen a style like this, but it's been a while, and I don't know where he draws his influences from. If it's maybe a bit of Mike Mignola and other stuff. But there is a genius in this, and also a beauty and a economy. And I want also to explain that about comic artist styles. I want to draw and make comics, and I'm drawing and making comics. And I'm also studying other artists. I don't know, maybe you can see a bit of Simon Beasley in here and a bit of Mike Mignola. And I wanted to tell you that if you're a comic artist or an aspiring comic artist, or if you're a bit older and you are drawing comics, but you have also family responsibilities and other stuff going on, then sometimes there is a question about style. And as you can see, I will show you in a second, JAE Lee, but it's kind of completely opposite to, let's say, Greg Capullo. And for me, I love both. I don't have to take 100% JAE Lee, and I don't want to take 100% of Greg Capullo, because something like this for me is pretty. It is dynamic, but it's probably also a bit, I don't know, it's a bit messy. I don't understand everything, and some panels are beautiful, but it's not, this one is not so beautiful, but this one kind of is. And I will show you, there are some moments where Greg Capullo really shines in his storytelling. And again, he is at the beginning of his artist journey, and people learn and develop skills. That's a lifelong trait. And I don't know who Greg Capullo was looking at this time. Probably he was looking a bit of at John Romita Jr. or John Romita Sr., or maybe he was looking at John Buscema or Jim Lee. You know what I mean? I wanted to point out that you're influenced by a lot of people, and that you soak up. Or if Greg Capullo was looking here, maybe at Todd McFarlane and lots of other stuff. But here, yeah, beautiful stuff. So before I start with JAE Lee, I just wanted to tell you that JAE Lee is like pretty different in this time and age from the rest of his peers. And let's get into it, because like it's worth mentioning that this is kind of like very, very different, and it's also very cinematic. It's very artistic. Sometimes it's borderline sloppy, ugly, and other times it's just stunning. So this is probably like the most beautiful JAE Lee comic book, because like in the beginning there are also a bit of strange, as you can see, like this looks very dark and gritty, and here too, like look at this. I hope it shows good on camera, but his artistic style, I would call it kind of like noir, and beautiful here, like the X, like I don't know, this looks like very, very very appealing to me. I don't know why. Maybe because it's so simple. So I think, oh man, I can replicate this. But it's also like, look at the hair and the face. Like it's just like beautiful. And then like Wolverine talking, and then Alex, and then again Wolverine. But I kind of feel like here I feel some Simon Beasley, and here I feel maybe a bit of Adam Kubert. I don't know, like, and I don't know if which one came first or which one came second. But there's like, this is also pretty beautiful. Like, come on, dear camera. I don't know why it doesn't autofocus, but like, look at this, like, beautiful. Just the shapes, and it is very different. Like, I don't know, maybe he's also looking at Mike Mignola, but a very economic style, and sometimes here I think it's kind of ugly. I don't know. And yeah, maybe he's also experimenting, but it's definitely, I will show you, sometimes you can also feel like some Kirby elements. And here it's kind of like, I don't know, force, simplicity, style, design, but also a bit ugliness, like a lot of screaming, a lot of teeth, a lot of I don't know, backgrounds missing. And in the next issues, I think he gets better. I don't know if the editor said, okay, this one was okay, or maybe he was on a deadline. But look at this, like, raw energy right here. Wait a second, I focus in. Look at this, like, maybe a bit ugly, but also like the raw energy of this. Like, this is just, it resonates with me. It's bold. I would call it like really bold. And then also like the storytelling also is very beautiful, because nobody does panels like him. It's very stiff. It's maybe like a Wes Anderson movie. It has to be like symmetry, and maybe I don't know. It's not so three-dimensional as Greg Capullo, but he definitely hits home. Like, this is beautiful. Like Warpath, Kissing Rain, and as you can see, like, it's, I don't know. It's like, it's a bit Wes Anderson, like symmetry, and it's pretty much, it's either like this or it's like this. And with the Greg Capullo, it's more, can you see, like, three-dimensional room? He's coming from here to here, or we going from here to there, or from there to here, or you see what I mean? And it's different. And also like the rendering of the figures, as we can see, there's like a picture where Mr. Sinister is holding up, I think this is Val Cooper, Dr. Valerie Cooper, I think. And it's like really beautiful. Like, it's a really hot babe. Like, Greg Capullo does its best to render all of these figures, and you can feel like real three-dimensional space. And as we enter JAE Lee, the three-dimensional space gets more abstract. I don't know. It is like a play, like something out of Shakespeare. This could be also a great thumbnail. And as you can see, like, it's very designy, very much blacked out. And this one is also a great one. Like, when is the last time that you saw a comic start like this? I mean, this looks like something out of how do you say? In German it's called Mode, fashion, something like a fashion magazine. I mean, I remember Joe Madureira starting in the X-Mansion in the Age of Apocalypse, and we have a great shot from up to down. But this is like something from fashion. And here Scott is getting hardly any air. And here, can you see this white panel? They are just crawling or running. And the way he frames things is like really like, it has its own style, very simple, very geometrical, and I find there is a great beauty in this. And as we can see here, it's very movie-esque, very cinematic, like the framing of the camera, even though we get just silhouettes or shades, which is very economic, but you have to also come up with beats like this. And in this kind of setting, it fits, because like I think they're on the moon, they were captured, they don't know where they are, and it's kind of an alien environment, and these story beats, like they have some weight to it, and I love this, like very, very, very moody, like, and here Cyclops just falls on Jane, or Jane falls just on Cyclops. It's just a silhouette. You cannot really read this, but I think he's on his knees holding her, and they're kind of suffocating, and then something happens, and as you can see, a lot of it is blacked out in silhouettes. Some do it just once, but this JAE LEE uses a lot of blacks. And you might say he's lazy, or he might be very economic, and the coloring, I think, is great for his style. Like also with Mike Mignola, like the simpler the coloring, the better this one translates. And then look at this, like just like the page setup and layout, it's so different from other things, and I think he's looking at probably Mike Mignola, and I kind of love it. Like this is really beautiful, like the face, really beautiful face, really beautiful silhouette. The storytelling is very clear, and that is an important thing. There's a Klaus Jansson book I have here. It's on inking. It's inking this the DC way. And I think inkers or pencilers or a comic artist or storyteller, there are three things, three duties of a comic artist. I have forgotten which one is number 2 and number 3, but one is clarity. Clarity of pictures and clarity of story. And I think that's probably the most important one. But there are 3 rules. I will dig it up. But the first is like clarity. Where are you? What's happening, who's talking to who, what's the image telling you, and the clarity here is like on point. And as you can see, you don't need backgrounds, you don't need crazy rendering, and it all works, like Wolverine talking to Aurora through the screen, Cable saying something, then Bishop saying something, and then Cable replying, and you get just this like this panel, and it's so beautiful. For me, it speaks like a 90s movie. And then here's some, I feel kind of some Beasley, and then here a beautiful silhouette, and it's very economic, but you have to nail these shapes so that it has a certain impact. And then Wolverine saying something to Cable, and like really beautiful. And also, again, important, like I love Greg Capullo, and I love JAE LEE, and I love Mignola. And I think as a comic artist or somebody who wants to do art, take your time. Take your time with JAE LEE, take a paper, draw something, learn to understand some certain things, implement some of these things that you see here, like a panel like this. I definitely would implement into my comics. And so you're taking a language, or you're taking values from somebody else, and you're trying them out and seeing if they fit inside you. Another thing, I was watching the other day, an MMA fighter, I think his name is Sean Strickland, and I was watching his videos, and it was so funny, and he was so honest, and but his values kind of resonated with me. And so I think when I woke up this morning, I had a part of him in me. That sounds kind of wrong, but you know what I mean? And I felt kind of good. I kind of felt if I could take on the whole world, and I would still be okay, and I wouldn't lose my humor, and I would stay, yeah, you know what I mean? look out for my integrity and try to tell the truth and just say it as it is. And that's the power of not just copying, but allowing something to enter inside you, or to reclaim something of yourself that you maybe had lost. And I don't say I would do something like this, like these 8 panels, but it's very interesting. It's very different from everything I've seen. And look at Lorna, how beautiful she's drawn, and the different shots. Aurora, just the very, very close up, and Beast completely blacked out, and Iceman with just like 3 colors. Like, this is so beautiful. It's so different from what I've seen. And then we see silhouettes, and then Archangel just coming to the foreground. And this is like beautiful visual storytelling. And here we get some Kirby energy, like definitely some 90s muscles. But yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, how can I explain it? You feel the force. And this is also a beautiful thing that I was watching an hour ago. Here he introduces like his shots of the house, and a page later the place where we are, and then a page later we are then here. And look at this, it's like a really tiny long panel, and this is where we are, and it saves a lot of time. It's very elegant, and here again, and I have seen also Greg Capullo seen something similar in his comic. Again, different style, very bombastic, as you can see here. But here also, like, we are in Davos in Switzerland, and then we enter here the room with Cable. This looks so amazing. Like, look at this. This is like a 90s movie. Comics back then used to be big budget movies. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. It feels just like big. And then Cable is checking stuff, and then he's going out, and he has packed everything. But it's not what I wanted to show you. Where is it? Yeah, here. Can you see? Like, similar thing here with the houses. We are here somewhere with the gold team, and then we're back at the Saver Mansion, and we got just like a perspective of the houses, and then we're here. And I think that's cool. I mean, can you see? This is comic language, and you can learn to speak this one. And if it works here, and if it works here, and if it works on the other side, it can work for your comics too. So you don't have to invent the wheel every time. You can just try to learn the language and speak it yourself by copying and studying and implementing it. And then with time, you will find out what suits your needs. And yeah, and this one, I don't know, this is like a bit too minimalistic. It wouldn't do it for me, but I don't know, maybe I don't know how good of an artist JAE LEE was, or what his style is, and how hard the deadlines are. But I think, yeah, those are also like elements. Like, what about deadlines? What about personal style? What about what are you into? What can you assimilate? What can you produce? And those are all very important questions. But definitely, like, look at this, like, Cable, Bishop, and Wolverine are just chilling. They can do nothing. They're somewhere. Again, I've not yet read this, and they're just chilling out while at the Saver Mansion. Apocalypse is attempting to save Charles Xavier. And look at this, like, look at this beautiful Scott Summers and Archangel dialogue. Like, I think this is truly, it's economic, but it's really, truly great art. And very simple. I don't know if it's easy to do something like this. As you can see, sometimes it's very deceiving. You think it looks very easy, so you can replicate this, but sometimes it ain't. And here I'm feeling like really strong Kirby energy. Can you see this? And I don't know, maybe sometimes when I work on comics, I grab older comics, and not that I swipe, but I just think, okay, I need a certain scene, and then you're searching for something, and then maybe you find it, and you don't take it 100% from the other artist, but you're kind of like just looking, okay, how could I do this? And look here, like this coloring, also very beautiful. It works for Mike Mignola. It works for this type of artists. The very flat coloring. It does a great job. I'm also in this lane with JAE Lee and with Mike Mignola, but I like it also a bit more dynamic. Like this is a bit too stiff for me, but yeah, great stuff. As you can see again, silhouettes, everything is staged. I call it the Wes Anderson style. Here, this picture is copied again, and some of the pages, like this page, it's not a beautiful page. Like it's just functional. And sometimes when an artist really takes its time, let's go back to, let's say in this example, Greg Capullo, where here comes Strive. You can see Greg Capullo took his time on this one, or he took his time on this cable, or this page is a masterpiece, or this guy dragging Jane Grey and Cyclops behind him. I had to turn the comic book. I want to see how did they do it. Like check this out. Like, okay, camera's a bit shaky, but yeah, it depends what kind of artists you are, and also on the circumstances. Like this is also very beautiful. Every time something very beautiful happens, Greg Capullo goes all out and yeah, brings his A game. Like this panel, this whole page is beautiful. The next page are also not very pretty. I would call this just functional and yeah, not very beautiful, but that's okay. And yeah, let's wrap up the JAE Lee. And here then the big reveal, beautifully made, and again he stays in this style, and this feels like a big budget movie. I mean, you have like just a silhouette. Scott Summers falls on the ground, and as you can see, like he's this is very reduced, bare bones, but sometimes when you reduce something to its kind of bare minimum, it heightens the weight of the scene, and this feels like a big movie reveal. And look at the beautiful symmetry, and then the face is not that beautiful because I didn't know who is this. Is this Savior? Is this Cable? Is this who is this? Like it's not instantly recognizable because here the face is a bit, I would call it too ugly or misshapen. So I don't know. So who is this guy? Is this Magneto? Who is this supposed to be? Is this supposed to be Cable? I don't know. Like here, the artist failed in rule number 1, clarity. And then I think the comic is almost over. And yeah, then here again, the picture, the replication. And so Cable says, I'm bored. And then Logan says, me too. And Bishop, let's go. And we're gone. And then we get again, yeah, a lot of copying his own artwork. And yeah, I would call it the good, the bad, and the ugly of JAE Lee. And yeah, but I don't have to criticize like one panel or the next. I mean, this is an artist. He has a deadline. He has a job to do. He does it to the best of his abilities. And kudos and great respect to that. I mean, you know what I mean. I would say, if we want to do comics, let's get back to doing comics. I don't know what the industry is doing, but maybe it will come down to people on the internet sharing the knowledge, creating YouTube channels, then putting out comics, and maybe earning like your boy Zach does it with creating content and at the same time creating also comic products. That's what I'm going towards, and we'll see. If not, then at least this is saved for the afterworld, for people younger than me or older than me that were never exposed to this. I have also to thank the Comics Bazaar and other channels. Those people are always introducing me to stuff I didn't know and that I really love and like. And yeah, we're kind of the museum of comics, curated by people who love the medium and who want to see it thrive again. So we see us to the next video, and see ya.